Netflix just dropped a bunch of photos from the new Airbender adaptation, and I gotta say, I am absolutely hyped and a little bit worried, but mostly hyped. In this video, I'm going to break down each and every new photo we got, starting with the absolute perfection that is Daniel Dae Kim as Firelord Ozai. I mean, what can I even say? We've got the main villain right in the middle of the infamous throne room, fire pits and all. He looks regal as all heck, he looks menacing as all heck, and most important of all, he's totally dreamy. I'm loving the costuming of the character, extremely posh, extremely clean, the crown tucked into the top knot is perfection, and I'm wondering what sort of plans he has in his hands. Maybe some early blueprints for the airships in the Fire Nation, or maybe an astrological map to know the exact minute Sozin's comet will return? Who knows, but I love it. Some fans are a little concerned that we will see Ozai so early in the live action and that his face might not be hidden like it was in the show, but I agree with Reddit user Mugu, who says that the adaptation is very likely not going to be a one-for-one to the original series timing. Not like there's much of a reveal left for Ozai like there was 15 years ago. This is what I've been saying for a little while now. You don't hire Daniel Dae Kim to hide that face. And I think it's okay for Ozai to have more of a role in the adaptation, especially since his relationship with Iroh is almost non-existent, and they can rectify that. Heck, we might even see more interactions between him and Azula before he sends Azula off to track down the Avatar in Season 2. Perhaps we could even have a juxtaposition of how Ozai treats Azula and how Iroh treats Zuko. After all, we all know that Azula will have an expanded role in Season 1 of the adaptation. And while we're on the topic of Azula, let's move on to her photo, which, I gotta be honest, was probably my least favorite of the bunch. I don't believe the actress Elizabeth Yu quite fits the look. She looks something closer to Ty Lee. I even saw a fan saying that she might be better for Toph, which I don't think is far off. Her outfit is okay, though it's more subdued than what I would expect from the Fire Nation. Maybe that's a hint of what she'll be doing in the show. Perhaps she'll be doing some spy work within the Fire Nation or the Earth Kingdom. Judging by the background though, it looks like she's somewhere in the Fire Nation, but the background is too blurred out to really understand what's going on there. While physically her look doesn't look as menacing as I would have liked, I do hope that means that Elizabeth Yu does a really good job with her performance. Hopefully someone at the Netflix casting offices saw something special and delightfully evil from her, but we can't really know until we actually see and hear some scenes. Oh wait, I'm looking at the background again, and is that Mei and Ty Lee just there? The one on the left looks like the emo queen, and the shorter one to the right totally looks like someone who could be Ty Lee. Now, of course, in the original show, they don't all get together until Season 2, so it's a wonder what they'll be doing in Season 1 in the first place. I'm not sure where they'd fit unless perhaps they are working in concert or against Commander Xiao in some way as he pursues Team Avatar. Speaking of Xiao, we've got a new picture of him as well. And folks, the sideburns are in full force here, and that hair is straight out of a K-drama. Again, the costuming is very nice, and I even love the detail of ash and soot on his hands to show that he was probably doing some firebending recently. As I discussed in this previous video, there's rumors of Xiao having an expanded role in the adaptation, including a connection to Avatar Krua, so I'm intrigued to see what is going on with that character. Fire Nation soldiers behind him look perfectly menacing as well. They almost look like mini Shredders from the Ninja Turtles franchise. I wonder if the scene that we're seeing here is during the Blue Spirit episode when Zuko helps Aang break out of the Po Hwai stronghold. Ugh, say that word 3 times fast. Speaking of the Blue Spirit, we got our first look at the bald Zuko in all his hairless shame. And again, I just love the look of Zuko, and this looks like lovely set design, which I really like because in my previous look at some of the set photos, I felt like it felt a bit cheap, and with all these screenshots so far, it feels way more high budget. This image is definitely during the early episodes on Zuko's ship when he discovers Avatar Aang. Heck, Aang might just be off screen, and this could be moments before their very first fight scene. And I wonder what picture is on Zuko's desk. Maybe it's just a picture of Firelord Ozai, but it could also be Roku or maybe even Sozin. It's not until Season 3 that Zuko does any research about the past of his family and the royal family at large, but judging by the scrolls all around his quarters, he could be doing some research prior to that as he looks for clues for the missing Avatar. My only issue with this image is that it looks like Zuko got punched in the eye by his father, not burned, which is a little unfortunate. His scar is more than just a bruise, it's supposed to be a major disfiguration to the point where he could barely open his left eye. Again, not a huge thing for me at all, especially if Dallas Liu brings it the way he has brought it in his previous roles. But there is one character that I'm not worried about at all, and that's Uncle Iroh. My goodness, he looks absolutely perfect. They literally couldn't have done anything better with him. And Paul Lee is such a wonderful actor, for real. If you haven't watched Kim's Convenience, also on Netflix, watch it right now. You'll see how incredibly perfect he'll be for Iroh. Man, I'm using that word perfect a lot in this video, but it's true. A lot of what we're getting right now is extremely positive outside of my small misgivings with Azula and Zuko. Current rumors are that we might be getting a proper teaser with footage for the show during Geeked Week between November 6th and the 12th. I'll be out of town during that time for a business trip, but I'm sure I'll be able to cover it at least in my hotel room, even if it's not like a full-on video. Maybe it's just like, my pure reactions or something like that. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of these new images? Let me know in the comments below and check out my reaction to the first look of the adaptation on screen now. I'll catch you on the next one, and as always, peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.